This is Paul Barrett, and I want to welcome you to the Financial Wisdom Seminar Experience. In the Financial Wisdom Seminar, we talk a great deal about the subject of money. But the seminar doesn't stop with money. It goes much deeper. The seminar reaches into the heart of reality and reveals that money is woven into the fabric of life. It shows us that the way we live, the thoughts we think, and the attitudes that we hold impacts our ability to achieve financial success. The bottom line is, successful people change the structure of their lives before they ever achieve success. In our seminars, we encounter countless people who believe they have too many problems or their circumstances are impossible to overcome. That attitude causes them to fail or prevents them from reaching their goals. We have found that this attitude is completely incompatible with success. In the seminar, we will help you discover the hidden potential you have within yourself to overcome all circumstances. If you don't believe you have the power to overcome the circumstances that are holding you back, take a moment to listen to the following story. There was a young man by the name of John Thompson who had both of his arms severed in a farming accident. A farm machine caught hold of his arms and completely severed them from his body, leaving him standing there with two bleeding stumps. The problem was escalated by the fact that John was all alone. No one was around that could help him. What would most people do? Unfortunately, most people would pass out, die from shock, or simply bleed to death. In fact, stop for a moment and think about what you would do in the same circumstance. Are you really facing a problem as desperate as this young man? Unlike most people, John never panicked or gave up hope. He didn't quit. He did not succumb to circumstances with a self-defeating attitude. Within John was a force, a strong, positive confidence that gave him the courage and fortitude to walk over 400 feet to his house. Then he encountered another problem. No one was home and the door was closed. This would certainly be a circumstance that could defeat most people. How do you open a door without arms or hands? John was no ordinary person. He wasn't ready to quit. He was determined to overcome the adversity that was defeating him. He overcame the problem with sheer determination. It certainly was not easy, but John eventually opened the door using nothing more than his mouth. Once John was inside a house, what should he do? How would he get help? Think about it. Imagine yourself in John's circumstances. Imagine yourself without arms, without hands, about to bleed to death, and no one is there to help you. it would certainly be easy to give up. You would certainly have a reason to be overcome with fear, panic, and self-pity. It would certainly be a reason to give up hope. But that is not what John did. John did not allow himself the luxury to sit and feel sorry for himself or to bask in pity. He did not look at how hopeless his circumstances appeared. Instead, he realized that if he did not act, he would bleed to death. John picked up a pencil with his teeth and dialed for help. Out of consideration, John walked into the bathroom and sat in a bathtub so that he would not get blood on the carpet. When the ambulance arrived, John led the paramedics to his detached arms so that they could be reattached. Do you understand the courage and tenacity it requires to act the way John did? If you believe you have problems that you can't overcome, if you think life is too difficult, stop and reevaluate the story of John Thompson. Your problems will pale insignificant compared to the experience he faced. And yet, he survived and overcame his difficulty. If you learn to reach within yourself and awaken your fighting spirit, you will discover the God-given strength that you possess. It is this strength that will help you prevail and overcome your difficulty. Through the course of teaching financial wisdom to thousands of people, I have discovered that once you tap your inner strength, you can succeed. You can reach your goals. But you must develop confidence, perseverance, and change your attitude and approach towards life. That is what Financial Wisdom Seminar is all about. It is more than a self-help seminar. It is an experience that will help you reach into yourself and discover the hidden power that can conquer any circumstance. When faced with difficult obstacles, most people quit. Like they say, quitters never win, and winners never quit. Life is filled with stories of winners and losers. It's your choice as to whether you will win or lose, and the choice is always determined by the decision to take action. There are countless stories of individuals who face adversity and circumstances that seem impossible to overcome. The amazing thing is, the more difficult or impossible it appears, the greater is the potential for opportunity. If you are facing difficult circumstances, that may be a good sign. It may mean that you are about to turn the tables on life. I want to tell you one more story about an amazing person who faced a financial crisis that would have devastated most people. He was an older gentleman who was about to lose everything. Instead of quitting, he turned a negative circumstance into a gold mine of opportunity to become a multi-millionaire. His name was Colonel Sanders. Most of you have heard this story, but listen to it once again to reinforce a reminder that you can overcome adversity and create a prosperous life. At the age of 65, Colonel Sanders was forced out of business. A new expressway was being constructed that literally blocked all access to his restaurant. At the age when most people look forward to retirement, Colonel Sanders lost his business. The big question is, did he quit on life or feel sorry for himself? Did he give up? No. Colonel Sanders came up with a new game plan. He decided to sell his chicken recipe to other people. It sounded like a great plan, But it was not as easy as it sounds. He had little money left and was traveling in his broken down car trying to peddle his chicken recipe. Everywhere he went, he kept hearing the word no over and over. In fact, he heard over 1,000 no's. What's interesting is that studies show that even seasoned salespeople give up after hearing the word no. After a couple rejections, 95% of people give up. They simply quit. That is a fact of life. Most people do not persevere. What about yourself? How hard are you pursuing success? How hard are you persevering? How many no's are you willing to hear before you give up? Unlike most people, Colonel Sanders did not give up after a couple of no's. He kept going. After hearing no 1,009 times, he finally made a sale. And the rest is history. The question is, how many times would you get up after being knocked down? If you want to succeed, join us. Attend a financial wisdom seminar and let us help you develop the tools you need to make your life a success. The Financial Wisdom Seminar is a life-transforming experience. Stop believing that circumstances cannot be overcome or that you cannot succeed. Take a giant step forward and determine to make your life count. Make the decision that you will overcome your circumstances and become a winner. Take action and attend the Financial Wisdom Seminar and change the course of your life. This is Paul Barrett wishing you success. God bless you and have a life filled with wisdom.